Hey internet friends, I'm Ben and we're networking my Kiln shed today. The reason I need Wi-Fi in my shed is to control my PyKiln. PyKiln is an open source web-based Kiln controller that runs on an ESP32 with MicroPython. ESP32 modules are tiny web servers that are controlled with your phone or computer over Wi-Fi, so having a solid Wi-Fi connection is very important. There are some big challenges to deal with. My shed is about 200 feet away from my wireless router, so the Wi-Fi signal is very low. So I bought a wireless range extender, but it wasn't enough to boost the strength. And by the way, my shed is made of sheet metal, so it blocks almost all of the signal. It's basically a giant Faraday cage. Extending the Wi-Fi wasn't going to work for me, so I started pricing out what it would cost me to buy a big spool of Cat5 Ethernet cable to run through my walls, under the ground, and into the shed, but then I stumbled upon Powerline networking adapters. I bought 2 different pairs of adapters off Amazon for less than what it would have cost me for a spool of Cat5 cable. All I did was plug one in near my router and the other one in an outlet in my shed. If you're interested in buying either one of these Powerline adapters, you can find affiliate links in the description below. If you buy either one using the link, you'll be helping support this channel at no extra cost to you. The Powerline adapters work by using the existing electrical wiring in your house to transmit data. You need to plug them in directly into the outlet. Using a surge protector can slow down your connection. You also want to try out different outlets. The shorter the route between the 2 adapters, the faster your speeds. My internet, while plugged directly into my router, is 115 megabits per second down and 11 up. Before we get into how well these adapters worked, I just want to say my house is really old and I don't know how well it's wired. When I plug the Powerline adapter in my office, I get about 30 megabits per second down and 11 megabits per second up. Knowing that the adapters worked, I moved one adapter to the shed. I wasn't sure if firing my electric kiln would interfere with the network speed or not, so I tested out plugging the Powerline adapter in the same outlet as my kiln and ran a glaze fire. I tested the pair of TRENDnet adapters 5 times using speedtest.net and got around 8 to 9 megabits per second down and 10 to 11 megabits per second up. I tested the pair of TP-Link adapters as well and got 9 to 10 megabits per second down and 10 to 11 megabits per second up. The elements turned on and off a bunch, but it had no effect on the speeds or reliability, which is awesome. The TP-Link is slightly faster than the TRENDnet, but they would both work equally well for my situation. The TRENDnet is a little bit cheaper and has a smaller form factor, which is nice, but I might end up wanting to connect more devices in my shed in the future, so I'm going to be keeping the TP-Link because I want all the bandwidth I can get. I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up so YouTube shares this with more people, and be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so YouTube lets you know when I put out new videos. Thanks for all the support. I love you guys. And with that, I'll see you next time.